Real Madrid traveled to Allianz Stadium to take on Juventus for the first leg of this quarterfinal tie. No one predicted that Madrid would dominate Juventus this badly, but it happened. This match ended 3-0, but why? Well, it's because of Zidane's tactics. You see, he was paying attention to how Tottenham were playing against Juventus. If you have seen my video on Tottenham vs Juventus, you know that Pochettino identified the weak link for Juventus and exploited it, which got him a goal in the second leg. We will get into more detail about that after we take a look at how these two teams lined up. Juventus started Di Chilio as a right back because Barzagli had a horrific time versus Tottenham in the last round. Pjanic was a big miss for Juventus, but he will be back for the second leg. Allegri decided to start Sandro as a left midfielder. His role was very similar to what Mandzukic played against Tottenham in the first leg. This was done to minimize Madrid's threat on the right wing, with Sandro occasionally dropping back to mark Carvajal. Real Madrid, on the other hand, went with a 4-3-1-2 with a diamond in the midfield. Isco was allowed to roam freely, like usual. Zidane has been using a 4-4-2 recently, which has proved to be successful. But in this match, this is probably the best formation Zidane could have picked. Let's get into more detail. Even though it seemed like Isco was roaming freely all over the pitch, Zidane had tasked him to focus mostly on the left side of the field. This is because Pochettino exploited Juventus' weak link in the previous round, so Zidane did the same, but with different tactics. Not just Isco, but all of the Madrid forwards occasionally overcrowded the left side of the field, making it difficult for Juventus to mark everyone. Marcelo loves to overlap on the left wing, and in this match, he was allowed to be even more offensive than usual. That was because every now and then, Casemiro dropped back to make it a back five, providing cover for him. This gave Marcelo the freedom to stay up and not worry about getting caught off-field every time he went to attack. Notice how Madrid lined up to allow easy ball rotation. This made ball retention for Madrid very easy as Juventus could not handle Zidane's tactics. It's no wonder that this happened not even 3 minutes into the game as Madrid kept attacking from the left wing. Zidane successfully achieved what he wanted and got an away goal right at the start. So, his team sat back a bit more after opening the scoring and focused on disrupting Juventus' build-up play. Benzema staying with a deep-lying midfielder, while Ronaldo presses the back line. It took some time, but Juventus finally started to get back into the game as they committed players forward, hoping to get the equalizer. Khedira makes forward runs regularly, but in this match, since Juventus were trailing, he was doing it a bit more. This gave Juventus an extra man near Madrid's box, who kept trying to get in behind. Since Ronaldo was pressing the back line by himself and Benzema was focused on a deep-lying midfielder, Juventus' centre-backs had enough space to make runs into the final third. As the game went on, Juventus were getting stronger as they looked more comfortable playing against Madrid's high pressure, even when playing from the back. But the possession was still in balance. Why? Well, since Madrid were playing primarily through the left wing, Juventus had to get narrow to mark everyone. This left huge space on the right wing. Madrid then kept rotating the ball to Carvajal on the right wing whenever they were getting trapped on the left wing. Madrid too isolated on the right wing, forced to come back. This allowed them to keep the possession and rotate it seamlessly. Ronaldo also dropped deep every now and again to help in the build-up and disrupt Juventus' shape in the midfield. Madrid kept trying to get another goal through the left wing and got very close later in the first half. Apart from that, Madrid were mostly on the back foot as Juventus kept trying to get in behind the defense. Notice how Asamoah being wide creates just a tiny opening. Juventus were attacking through the wings a lot and Madrid were comfortable with that for a good while, as they focused on limiting the spaces in the middle. As the game went on, Madrid sat back more, which made it difficult for Juventus to play in the final third. As a result, they were being forced to come deep quite a lot. Madrid sitting back allowed them to deal with Juventus' threats from the wings as they were able to double team the player. But this was leaving space in the middle. So Juventus committed even more players forward as they had the momentum on their side. And almost got the equalizer in the first half. The first half ended with Madrid leading 1-0. It was a similar story in the second half as Juventus continued to play from the back, getting away from Madrid's high pressure. Higuain was now dropping even deeper than before. He was doing this because a Madrid defender would often stay with him even if he went a bit deep. This created space for Juventus by the defensive line. Ramos got a yellow for that foul and will miss the second leg. Juventus kept trying to get a goal. Madrid were a bit more attack-minded in this half compared to the first one. As a result, they were leaving spaces for Juventus to counterattack it. In the 59th minute, Zidane brought on Vasquez for Benzema. This meant that Isco would go over to the left wing, while Vasquez came over to the right. Ronaldo went into the middle, obviously. This was a great change by Zidane, as Vasquez contributes a lot in defense as well as in attacks. Shortly after that change, this happens out of nowhere, which catches everyone by surprise. Ronaldo is straight up just out of this world. I have never seen a stadium give a standing applause to an opposition player, apart from Ronaldinho in 2005. Ronaldo thoroughly deserves it. Not even a minute had passed after Ronaldo scored a world-class goal, and then Dybala goes on to do this. Dybala was already on a yellow for a dive. Immediately after that red card, Madrid started pressing much higher up. This did impact Juventus' build-up play, but it also left space in Madrid's half, which Juventus used occasionally to get in behind. It was clear that Juventus were not ready to give up. So Allegri brought on Mandzukic and Cuadrado for Khedira and Asamoah in the 69th minute. Juventus were clearly struggling when attacking, as they kept getting isolated way too often. Instead of playing from the back, Juventus were forced to go along every time they had the ball near their box. This gave Madrid even more possession, which they used to get another goal coming from the left wing. Juventus kept trying to get at least one goal. While Madrid kept attacking every time they got the ball. Ronaldo came extremely close to completing his hat-trick, and in my opinion, he should have buried that away. Juventus were attacking right until the final whistle. The game ended with Real Madrid winning by a margin of 3 goals. Zidane has 3 away goals going into the second leg at Santiago Bernabeu. Allegri has a mountain of a task in front of him to progress from this round into the semifinals. It was a great game of football. What do you guys think about Zidane's tactics? Also, do you think Real Madrid are the favorites to win the Champions League? Or is it some other team? I would love to hear what you guys think, so let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thank you to Kale Momongo, Anthony, Tej Mullen, and Shawshank BR for supporting this channel on Patreon. If you like what I do and would like to support the channel, check out the Patreon page by clicking the link in the description or the pop-up on the top right.